Hello, friends! Welcome to our very first interview video on my new YouTube channel, Vibing with Fabulous Fabi, which will also be a podcast episode. And we are kicking it off with an exceptional guest, Emmie Levy, a dear friend of mine who had met at a USA summer camp in 2022, where I was a yoga instructor and Emmie was a head counselor, one of the faps, I must say. And let's talk about summer camps. If you are considering an experience abroad that combines outdoors and sports, I highly recommend it. If you feel the curiosity, you should go for it. You will meet incredible people from all over the world, just like Emmie. And I'm so grateful for this experience because otherwise I would have never met this amazing woman right here. Emmie is an empowered, kind, and genuine person whose warm and energetic personality captivates everyone around her. Our friendship developed quickly and has lasted almost 3 years, fueled by our shared interest in manifestation, a practice that has become a cornerstone in Emmie's life and a key reason why she is joining us today. This episode is all about manifestation. If you are skeptical, let me put it like this. Emmie was part of Usher's halftime show, what, at the Super Bowl this year. So if you don't believe in manifestation, stay tuned because this conversation might just change your life. So without further ado, please welcome Emmie Levy, the creator of the Emmie Effect. Woo, woo, woo. How are you today, lovely?
Oh, Fabi, this is an honor. I'm so happy to be here and happy to be chatting with you, the fabulous Fabi, I must say. And it's an honor. I'm so excited to chat with you and share my story, and let's do it.
Yeah, I'm ecstatic to have this chat with you today. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me and our hundreds, and why not, with the power of manifestation, thousands of listeners and viewers. Let's start by defining what manifestation means for you and how it has changed your life.
Absolutely. So, manifesting, it really is taking your dreams, your wildest dreams, and turning them into a reality. It's when you create the destiny through power of your mind and intention. You take the craziest thing you can think of, in my case, the Super Bowl, and you just turn it into your reality. It's not thinking about just one thing and then hoping it comes true. Your thoughts become things when your thoughts are inspiring you to take action for these things. So preparing your mind and your body and your spirit to push you to do these things, to take the action, is in simplest terms what manifesting is. And when you manifest, you're removing any of that doubt you might have in your brain or anything that's holding you back. Manifesting releases it almost. And in a way, it's a little bit like delusion that you're thinking about these crazy things and thinking about the fact that they can become a possibility. And you're retraining your psyche that anything in this whole world is possible.
I absolutely love that. And this morning I was reading my book, Archangel Alchemy Healing, and I read this stuff and I really wanted to share in this episode. And it says, when the outer world as the mirror has shown you the power you hold within, the outer world can then become the magnifying glass of your highest and most desirable inner visions. For as without, so within, and as within, so without. Know this, and you shall know the secret to experiencing heaven upon earth. And I truly believe that manifestation is a power that we all have, but sometimes we are not familiarized with it, so we don't use it. And yeah, sometimes if you don't know what manifestation can do in your life, maybe you don't have what you want because you don't know it. But that's why I have it here, because people out there should know that they can materialize their craziest dreams. And that takes
Absolutely.
us and that takes us to the next question. How did you materialize to be a dancer in the Super Bowl halftime show. And when was this idea conceived?
Oh my goodness. So it is really the craziest story, and manifesting holds such a strong spot in this story. So taking it back a little bit, last year in the Super Bowl, the Rihanna halftime show, where she
Mm-hmm.
had all of those dancers all in the white outfits. She was in the red outfit. It was the craziest thing I'd ever seen. And I remember watching it and thinking to myself, I'm going to be up there. I'm going to be a dancer in the Super Bowl. And somehow, some way, I'm going to get myself in there. And the
And
people I
she
was
did.
watching, yeah, the people I was watching the Super Bowl with were like, okay, yeah, and I'm gonna fly to the moon. And I said to them, no, 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 I'm gonna figure this out. I don't know how, but I'm gonna put it into the universe. And I'm a very strong believer that whatever you put out there for sure will come back to you. And that was February of 2023, I believe, because this Super Bowl was February of 2024. And that February, I looked up an email. I didn't even know if it was real or not. It was Super Bowl casting, anything I could find related to it. I sent an email. Anyone whose name popped up, even if they were a big part of it, a small part of it, I sent them an email. And I sent that same email for 11 months straight, not really missing a single day, pretty much every day sending that same email to these Super Bowl people and not hearing back at all. So 11 months sending out an email, hearing no response. But I didn't let that push me. I didn't let that waver how I felt. I said, you know what? If someone's out there that's going to read this, let them see my determination. Let them see how persistent I am. And finally, in December of 2023, I got an email back. They said, we see you. We see your emails. We see everything you're doing for the last 11 months. And they said, here's your audition link. Send us a 30-second video of you dancing to an Usher song, being an Usher fan. And that's exactly what I did. I took a video of myself dancing around. I felt like I was creating a dance when I was 10 years old in my basement. Like when I would have my friends over and we'd dance and make up these little crazy dances. And I sent in my video and didn't hear back for a little while. So I figured, you know what? They saw me. They heard back from me. But I know that writing stuff down in a journal and manifesting and putting it out there that this is a possibility may make this chance stronger. I do a lot of journaling with my manifesting, and the way that I journal is that I write that I already have something. So I write it in the present tense. I am dancing in the Super Bowl instead of I will dance in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout December, I was writing in my journal, I'm dancing in the Super Bowl. I made it as specific as I could. I'm dancing next to Usher. I'm dancing in Vegas. Everything specific. That
Yes.
way, whoever is in the universe that's listening is like, okay, this is exactly what she wants. Let's give
Mhm.
it to her.
Oh.
And I found out in different rounds when I heard back, there was a round one, then I waited a couple weeks, there was a round two. So the
Mhm.
anticipation was really building up right around round three. And in round three, they said, you'll hear back in 48 hours. Thought, okay, this is great. 48 hours went by and I heard nothing. And I thought to myself, okay, at least I made it this far. A little disappointed, but I still was like, you know what? Let me manifest and let me write something in my journal that I have made it. I'm in the Super Bowl. And that night, I wrote in my journal, I dated it, I still have it here. And
Mhm.
the following day, I heard back, and it was, I can't even express to you how crazy it was to hear back that I was dancing in the Super Bowl halftime show. It sounds like a crazy sentence to say. And it was absolutely, hands down, a once in a lifetime experience.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Like goosebumps. Goosebumps. I remember when you told me on our conversation, I was like, what?
Yeah, it sounds fake. It sounds made up because it's the craziest thing in the world that I spent 2 weeks hanging out with Usher in Vegas.
No, I know it sounds crazy, but that is the idea that we have. That I don't know, meeting Beyonce one day. I love Beyonce. I am as like the biggest fan ever since many years ago. I'm like, one day I will meet Beyonce, like we will shake hands. I can say that, and people will be like, yeah, sure, keep believing. But we should keep dreaming that big, because if we dream big, that's what we will have. If we dream small, we will keep receiving small things. But I'm always, when I'm saying my affirmations, I'm always like, universe, I'm open to receive what I deserve, because sometimes we can think that we deserve something this is small, or maybe not that small, but we set ourselves to as some kind of level, but the universe already has something bigger for us. So we should always like be open to receive what we want or more than that. And I love that you dream big since the beginning.
Thanks.
You didn't give up when you were not hearing back. I think that's also part of why people do not believe in manifestation, because maybe they think it's a super fast process. Like you wish it today, tomorrow you will receive a call from Usher itself. He
Yeah.
was like, hey
That
babe,
would be crazy.
yeah, hey babe, do you want to dance with me in the Super Bowl? I wish it could be like that, but no, good things take time. And that is also important. Like, do not give up. If
Yep,
you just started, you need
absolutely.
to keep going. And I think the faith in your heart, like the hope that it will be yours, is what maintains the dream alive, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, a bunch of people that I have told about manifesting, and they've heard my story, they've heard the Super Bowl thing, they've heard everything. And
Mhm.
a lot of the times people have said to me, well, if I try to manifest something and it doesn't come true, what is that? And I think very strongly that rejection is redirection. If something's not happening in your life, there's a plan happening out there, and if something's not happening, it's for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. There are no coincidences, and I think that when something isn't going the way you want it to, it's because there's something much bigger out there.
Definitely. And I can share a story related with that. Before going to our camp, the
Mhm.
same camp that we went. I wanted to be a nanny abroad. I wanted to be an au pair babysitter. And I was already in the process. Like it was almost certain that I was going to do it. Like I paid money, I sent my documents, like I started around November and we were in February. So I was ready to go to the USA to be a nanny very soon. And suddenly I got rejected. I got rejected, and I'm like, wait, what? Like I quit to my job of that time, because I knew I was going to leave, so I wanted to spend time with my family, etc. And yeah, it didn't come true being an au pair. But then when I was in the camp, I was like, wow, I'm so glad that I was rejected there, because otherwise I wouldn't be living this amazing experience. I met like around 1,000 people in a couple of months. It was crazy.
We wouldn't be here today if that job
Exactly.
didn't.
Exactly. But it was such a bummer for me when I received by the way, no, we cannot keep having you as an opera. I was like, what? Like I cried. I was sad for a couple of weeks. I was like, oh my goodness. We cannot see when we receive a rejection. I,
Mhm.
I love talking about rejection. We cannot see why things are happening like that, but we will know
Mhm.
later.
Right. It's important to feel the feelings. I'm a very strong component on crying as a very cathartic and
Yeah.
expressive way to feel your emotions. But once you feel those emotions and you let everything,
Mhm.
process everything, then the good will come.
Yes, yes, definitely. I agree that rejection is not a rejection or a failure. It's more like redirection, for sure, for sure. Um, do you have, do you remember maybe some kind of rejection that you have encountered, um, and later you realize that it was a redirection?
Absolutely. So I don't know if it's exactly a rejection, but it's definitely a redirection in my life path. So
Mhm.
I went to college, upstate New York, at a very small school, and I went there to study education. I thought I was going to become a teacher. I thought this was the path I was meant to go down. My mom went to that college. My mom was a teacher. There are so many teachers in my family, and I really thought, this is it. This is what I want to do. And the summer in between graduating college and entering, I guess, the real world, I decided, you know what? Something feels off. There's a creative side of me that is screaming to come out, and I wanted to do something a little bit more niche and a little bit more, I don't know exactly what the word is for it, but I wanted to do something that made me feel like I was making an impact somewhere else, but in a creative space where I was allowed to have all this room, all this creativity, and not really be stuck in such a box. And I decided I knew I wanted to live in New York City. I've always had that dream and somehow made it here. And I
Mhm.
started doing social media. I started doing running social media for different brands, for different people, for different companies. And, when you're starting out something new, you are going to receive all of these rejections. You're sending cold emails, reaching out blindly. These people don't know who you are, and I received a lot of rejection emails saying, "Thank you for reaching out. We see that you're so passionate, but at this moment, we don't need anybody else." And I didn't let that push me down. I knew it was going to redirect me somehow, and it did, and it currently redirected me to my job at the moment, which is working for the New York Knicks and the Knick City Dancers and the Knick City Kids.
Wow.
Yes. So if I didn't take that leap of faith that felt a little like rejection from the first from the emails of social media, but also from my life feeling like I needed to do something else as opposed to teaching, I wouldn't be where I am today. And let me tell you, it is another crazy job that I feel like I've manifested into my life.
Oh, I love that. I love how you are so connected to manifestation. Like she is the goddess of manifestation, people. And I also I admire this resilience that you have, this determination. That is a beautiful skill to have, a beautiful quality, to have rejections and be like, it's okay. It will all be fabulous because yes, your life is fabulous right now. So that is also a big message to everyone listening and watching. And that is taking me to the next topic because you say you really like creatives, you really like designing, and you are a very creative person as well.
Thank you.
Could you share with us the idea behind this beautiful logo that I'm seeing right now behind you, the Emmy Effect, which, by the way, I love the name of this incredibly project because, yes, I can feel the effect when I talk to you.
Thank you, Bobby. Yeah, it's here and it's here and it's here. It's everywhere. The Emmy effect is everywhere. And yeah, this is actually a project that was in the works without me even realizing it was for the longest time.
Mhm.
So forever and ever, you know how I am with my energy, and I like to spread good and focus on the positive and not the negative. And between any advice I've ever given anyone really in my life, it has felt like an effect. Everyone has shared how much of an effect that I've had on their lives with anything.
Oh,
And I wanted to take this effect and share it with a broader scale. So the inspiration behind this is at the camp that we had met at. In the morning, all of the girl side campers, about 7 years old to around 12, 13, in the morning, they'd get together and these campers would hear about what's going on for the day, the schedule, if anyone had a birthday, anyone lost a tooth. And one day I decided, you know what? I love affirmations for myself. Let's see how they will work on somebody else. So I told everyone, stand up. Put your hands on your hips and repeat after me. I said, I am confident. I am beautiful. I am going to live in the moment today. Everything in that world of affirmation. Sometimes I needed to hear it for myself and I just wanted to hear it back. But I did these affirmations pretty much the whole summer. Sorry, there's police cars driving by while I'm telling this crazy story.
It's all good.
So I would say, I am confident, I am beautiful, I am going to live in the moment today. And all of these affirmations were so well received with these campers that they wanted me to continue to do it every day. These little 7-year-old girls would come up to me and say, are we doing the words today? And I would think of more that if I was feeling a certain way, if my coworkers were feeling a certain way and they just needed to hear something, I'd share it. I am not going to let negative energy affect my day. I am going to be brave today, everything like that. So I took all of those affirmations and I turned them into a card game. It's a conversational card game, also titled the Emmie Effect. And it is a 52 deck card game that turns these affirmations into questions. And it has truly changed my life. And the cards have only been out for about 2 months now. And
Mhm.
it comes in a deck like this. The back of the cards look, I don't know if you could see it with the
I can see the
they
logo for
match.
sure.
And then it just comes with a bunch of questions that you can either play yourself as a self-reflecting game, or you can play in a group and get to create these conversations about confidence.
Oh my God, I love this so, so, so much. I have seen this video that you were describing, and it's so powerful. Like for those who are not seeing the video and are just listening, the hands on your wrist, that's the Superman pose.
Yep. Just like this.
Yes, yes, yes.
Hands on the hips.
Yes, and it is said that if you do that for 3 minutes before an interview, or I don't know, before a conference, or before recording a podcast episode in front of a bunch of people, if you do this pose, you will definitely feel more empowered, more powerful. And with the affirmations, also, what a powerful combo. I'm pretty sure those girls really enjoyed that summer, and also this practice can stay with them forever, because this world, let's be honest, this world is hard, and we need those kind of techniques to deal with what is happening every day. And if we know these techniques and if we use it, we can unlock our power, like to the max potency, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. And with the Emmie Effect, I wanted to share quickly the
Yeah.
newest addition to the Emmie Effect is the Emmie Effect events that I've been hosting. And
Mhm.
with these events, it's young girls ages, same age, 7 to 12. And there are some events I've been doing with older girls. And it's playing this card game, teaching them about manifesting, how
Mhm.
manifesting works, and then creating manifesting journals, which is a vision board, but instead of being on a board where you just look at it, it's on a journal. So it's taking these, collaging these pictures, taking out that creative side and putting these pictures on a journal that you can write about what's on the outside of your journal on the inside.
Oh my God, this keeps getting better and better. I'm like, this is music to my ears. I learned about manifestation late in my life. I mean, not late. It's not like I'm old or something, but if I would known those techniques when I was 7 years old, at this time, I will already have met Beyonce, you know?
It's never too late to learn about manifesting, which is why I'm happy to share it with whoever's willing to listen.
Yes, I love that you are doing this with girls, because we live in a social media world and they are always seeing a bunch of things that might not be the best for self-esteem. But with this game and with the beautiful quotes that you share on your social media, I'm pretty sure they will be like, oh, if she did it, I can do it as well. You know, you are inspiring to me, you are inspiring to everyone who knows you, and I hope that you can also be a source of inspiration for the people listening and watching. And could you let everyone know where to find you on social media?
Absolutely. So on Instagram, it is at the Emmie Effect. And on my personal Instagram, it's at Emmie Levy.
Mhm.
Um, if you're interested in buying the card game, it's on my social media. And yeah.
Yes, yes, I'm pretty sure many people will want to connect with you, experience the Emmy effect, and enjoy the wonderful words of affirmation you share every day. Of course, I will be adding in the info of this episode your social media handles, and to maybe to wrap up this beautiful conversation. I could go for hours and hours, but imagine someone who wants to achieve a big dream or life goal, or simply wants to make the most of life through the power of manifestation. What advice would you give them to start putting it into practice?
I would say the best thing that you can do is get yourself a journal, get yourself something that you can write something down on, even if it's a post-it, even if it's a little napkin that you have next to you.
Mhm.
Take that, take your wildest dreams and put them on paper because that is truly the start of it all. Creating these crazy ideas that you have and putting them on paper, that's the first step. That's taking action in something that you're thinking about. That would be suggestion number one. Suggestion number two, that kind of goes hand in hand with believing that these dreams can come true, is doing these affirmations, looking yourself in the mirror, because sometimes that's difficult for people, looking at themselves and saying these things that might not sound true to them. But the more you say it, the more you practice this, your mind and your heart will start to believe it. You are beautiful. You are confident. You are strong. You can do whatever you set your mind to, which follows what's on the piece of paper that you wrote down.
Yes, yes, it's crazy because even without knowing about manifestation, every time I wanted to land a great job or I'm living in Canada, right? So I went through a very thorough process to be here. I remember that I was writing like thank you for my approved Canadian visa, even that I didn't receive the approval yet. I was already, as you said before, I was writing in present as it's already here. Like I'm
Yep,
already dancing with Usher. I'm already like with my Canadian visa. I have done that many times, and I swear every time that I put that into writing, it becomes a reality. And what I do is I add my name, I add my signature and the date.
mm-hmm.
And then when you look back, you are like, wow, wow, like it's like a letter to the universe
Yep,
saying thank you, but ahead of the future, you know? But
exactly. It's like magic. It feels like magic when I write in my journal. I feel like I'm writing, like you said, to the universe, and it is just crazy that these things are possible and attainable in your life.
yes, yes. And I think the biggest ingredient for that is to believe, because you can be like, you can write like, I'm gonna win $1 million, but you are like, yeah, sure. No,
Right.
you need to believe that you are a
Yep.
millionaire already.
You can't be skeptical about it. You have to truly believe.
Yes, 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 for sure. And I think it's also good to see it every day, right? To have it visually close to you so you can repeat it. And even in those days that you don't see things moving, because I'm pretty sure that for this process that you went through for the Super Bowl, maybe some days or some moments you were like, is it really worth it? Like, should I keep going? Maybe you had those thoughts, but seeing your journal, seeing your vision board, those are the reminders that you need. And yes, so the advice today is to manifesting in present time, like it's already yours. Believe it and you will see it, because some people is more like, I want to see it to believe. But for manifestation, you have to believe first so you can see.
Yep.
Thank you so much for being with us today. Do you want to add something else?
I'm just honored to be here. Fabi, you have inspired me more than you even know. Your podcast episodes, everyone, if this is your first episode you're taking a listen to the rest of them because Fabi is truly, like she called me, a manifesting queen and just puts out good energy throughout the universe.
Oh, thank you so much. I also love this duo. I hope that you guys are enjoying. If you have any questions for any of us, you can write to me. You can reach out to Emmy. We can both reply to you and trust me, trust us. We would love to hear back from you because this is what we feel more passionate about, and hopefully you can share with us the dreams that you have accomplished through many manifestation. That will be like fuel for our souls.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I am open to any questions, hearing anything, hearing any stories that anyone wants to share. And I'd love to just connect with people because it's my favorite thing to do.
Yes, we love that. Okay, so keep believing, keep dreaming big, because as you can see with Emmy, our special guest today, everything can come true if you just believe. Thank you, sweetie. It was
Thank you,
nice
Bobby.
with you. And until next time.